Good afternoon, everyone. How are you doing today? So, continuing the theme of other YouTube channels in the real estate investing landscape, and thank you for your recommendations. I was recommended to check out Mark Moss, Moss, and the video I chose to review was Fed Insider reveals the Fed's endgame with Danielle DiMartino. I am now a huge fan of Danielle DiMartino Booth and will be ordering her book, Fed Up. I thought her grasp of the topic and ability to simplify what was going on in a very complex world of the Fed and its implications, and her ability to cover remarkably ranging discussions was quite impressive. And again, I'm going to look up more of her interviews. Her name is in the title of this feedback review. The other thing that I learned from Mark Moss before actually getting into the interview is he likes long format videos. Most of his videos are greater than 50 minutes. I have tried to keep my interviews right around 30 minutes, but maybe there is a better way to do that. Really, the only video I have weekly that's an hour long is the live Q&A, and that's because we just don't know where it's going to go. But Mark Moss, 146,000 subscribers, very impressive. Liked how he handled the interview, how he organized it. And again, introducing Danielle, I'm a fan just for that. So again, she went through lots of stuff. I have usually don't take 2 pages of notes. I have 2 pages on this particular interview. A couple of them I'll call out. First off, she talked about how the Fed facilitates income inequality. Fed institutes income inequality, and gave plenty of examples going all the way back to 1987 with the Greenspan put. And she's right. I've often commiserated about the Fed doing this and that here in our daily financial news videos. And as she correctly pointed out, the Fed getting involved in junk bonds and doing all of these things, essentially allowing the big banks to print profit. Right? They know that the big banks have bad debt. They need bad debt reserves, which I think as of yesterday was $34 billion in Q1 and Q2 combined. And what she correctly pointed out is the Fed is enabling these big banks via profit from selling these bonds and big fees. The Fed is making the rich richer, and the Fed put starts all the way back in 1987. The other thing that she pointed out, which I had never thought about, is that index investing makes the big bigger. She talked about the S&P 500 being positive for the year. But she says if you take out the S&P 5, the S&P is down for the year, which is amazing, right? And she also said by index investing, oh, I think we're back. I am sorry for that pause. Hopefully we are good to go. So back one time, index investing, something I'd never thought about, the big getting bigger. She used Instagram as an example. And she said Instagram thought they did really well when they sold themselves for $1 billion to Facebook. But she goes, if they were to do it now, it'd be tens of billions of dollars. What happened is Facebook was able to go out, raise, either had cash, I don't remember what the deal was done, probably was cash, and index investing basically squashed innovation. And I had never thought about it that way. And that's really what this crisis has done, is the big have gotten bigger. Walmart stays open where the corner store closes. Depot stays open where your local hardware store closes. We are seeing the death of small business because the big ones can raise money. The little ones, there's no market to raise debt. So there was so much stuff talked about in this interview. Again, it was almost an hour in duration. Again, the Fed is subsidizing big banks. One thing that she brought about was she thinks that small businesses are lost for a generation. That's heartbreaking, right? Restaurants passed down for years or for generations, now lost. You know, some chains, mom and pop chains, 3, 4, 5, 8, 10 locations gone because they can't raise public money. I did a video probably 60 days ago, I think, with Greg Dickerson talking about 2021 being the year of the entrepreneur. Maybe we need to make it the decade of the entrepreneur, because I do think coming out of this, there'll be a rebirth of entrepreneurism, but we got to get through this. And right now it sucks. So she also talks about Washington, D.C. failing the middle class. She talked about we introduced some socialism with the last stimulus plan, the $1,200 checks, the unemployment goosing. She warns that, you know, that little taste of socialism, lots of people addicted and say, ooh, that felt good. Give me more of that. I think she might be right. She talked about the Fed and inflation, and basically their inflation indexing is a joke. Doesn't include medical, doesn't include food, doesn't include oil and gas. They're basically lying to themselves and lying to us when they talk about inflation. And she openly laughed when Mark brought up the idea of inflation running hot, right? Talk about the Feds bringing inflation up to 3%. She's like, are they not paying attention? Right? I don't know about you, but my food bill's up. She's got, I don't know, 3 or 4 kids, drink a gallon of milk a day, she talked about. Housing, asset prices up. It was a pretty eye-opening hour. She said that we're basically taking socialism for a test drive right now, and we're doing that with a Republican president, which she thought was eye-opening. In the end, real economies make real things. I thought that was a great takeaway. I think Mark said that, and then she agreed. A couple took from the interview. Again, I don't know Mark Moss. I was recommended this interview, which I'm so glad I saw because I'm now a huge fan of Danielle's. Mark, I'm guessing based on the way he was seeding his questions, I'm guessing, again, completely guessing, Mark is a Bitcoin fan. I'm guessing Mark thinks Bitcoin is the answer for everything. And as hopefully by now you know that I think anybody grain of salt. And then we closed with deflation, and Danielle is basically saying, hey, we continue this theme of 1 million new unemployed. She goes, that's the most deflationary thing we could have. She indicated that if deflation really takes hold, she's not seen anything yet as far as the printing press. So again, I want to thank for the introduction of Mark Moss. I thought he did a great job. Interviewed a very high-level guest. Introduced me to the long format YouTube video, so I need to think about that. So Mark, nice work. I don't think I said this earlier. His channel's up to 146,000 people. So great job doing what you do, Mark. And thank you for bringing us. It was an awesome interview, and I'm going to go. All right, everybody, take care of yourself. I need to go think about my goals for the next 13 weeks because I'm not sure what I want to do. Take care, everyone. Bye.